This is News 19 at 10.
Thank you for joining us this evening for News 19 at 10. I'm Lindsay Smith. In a story you'll only see here on News 19, nearly 50 years after Elvis Presley's sold-out concerts in Huntsville, people who got to witness the king of rock and roll at the height of his career returned to the Von Braun Center, the venue in the 70s where he performed. News 19's Daryl Burke has the story.
In the spring of 1975, the legendary Elvis Presley would perform 5 consecutive shows at what was then known as the Von Braun Civic Center in downtown Huntsville.
When he'd come out, flash sheaves going off, everybody taking little cinematic pictures, you know. I mean, by the thousands.
These two photographers, Keith Alverson and George Hill, captured Presley at several of his concerts, but their favorite was the king of rock and roll's unforgettable performances in Huntsville.
It was 5 of the best shows that I've ever seen him do.
Hill can be seen here shaking Elvis's hand, a moment he still remembers nearly 50 years later.
It was intimidating, and it was also extremely exciting, especially for me because I'd been a fan since I was a kid. The thing that impressed me most was how nice he was and how courteous he was.
The duo returned to the VBC Saturday reliving moments of the past. Alverson took over 2,000 images of Elvis during his career, and it's a reminder of the privilege it was being part of history.
It's crazy. I don't really remember a lot of the shows or whatever, but I look back at the pictures and it'll kind of kick it back in, the memory.
He too remembers his moment with Elvis.
He walked from his car right up those steps right over there in this picture. I just stood up and I stuck my hand out after, at him, and he walked straight towards me. I was the first one that shook his hand.
Alverson would later go on to marry his wife, Marcia. The two had no idea they attended Presley's concerts in Huntsville, just feet away from each other. Marcia's interactions with Elvis, she says, was some of the most memorable moments of her life. In fact, this orange scarf on Elvis's neck now hangs on a wall in their home.
When I went up there, I handed him the button, and I just kind of pulled that scarf off of his neck, and it just came off really, really easy. It was just really exciting. You're just so excited, it's hard to remember.
Presley had thousands of people yearning to see him in action at the VBC. His legacy lives on, and for those who got to see him, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
He'll be dead in, 50 years, 3 years from now, and he's still just a major part in the music world.
In Huntsville, Daryl Burke, News 19.
The return of the Attendees comes as the Von Braun Center celebrates its 50th anniversary, the same place where Elvis Presley rocked the venue.